Now to the health of animals all over the planet. Scientists are warning that global climate change is altering the migratory habits of many of the Earth's species. A troubling development our Bill Blakemore discussed with Princeton professor David Wilkove in his latest installment of Nature's Edge Notebook.
Every manner of creature migrates, from tiny insects to great whales, with everything in between. There are literally thousands upon thousands of species of migrating animals, such that I suspect every minute of every day, somewhere on the planet, animals are on the move. From birds to salamanders, great white sharks circling the oceans, monarch butterflies migrating from Canada to Mexico. The fact that so many animals are migratory tells us that it has to be a winning strategy, or evolution would not have permitted it to occur. Most animals migrate to get to places where there's a temporary abundance of food that they can feast on, raise their offspring with, but in turn, they have to get out before the weather changes and the food disappears. We think a lot, and it's a good thing, about protecting endangered species, but there's also a need to protect the great mass movements of animals around the globe that are important to us aesthetically, economically, and ecologically. There are four primary threats to animal migrations: habitat destruction, overharvest, say when we overharvest fish, the creation of obstacles along the migratory route, a fence that blocks a herd of antelope, and lastly, global climate change, which can potentially disrupt all sorts of animal migration. It turns out that because of global warming, the caterpillars are emerging earlier and earlier. But the pied flycatchers down in Africa, they don't know that. So they are arriving too late to catch that bounty of caterpillars to feed their young, and as a result, they're raising fewer and fewer young, and their numbers have been declining. I think there are two key steps to protecting the world's great animal migrations. There has to be more cooperation between states and between countries, because the political borders that are so important to us are absolutely meaningless to the animals that migrate. The second thing is, we want to protect these animals while they're still abundant. If we wait until they're very rare, we will have lost much of the splendor and much of the ecological importance of animal migration.
Finally,